All right, well, that fix in the beginning of this video didn't work. So it wasn't my rheostat going bad or the pump going bad, because I changed my pump and I put that new rheostat on there, and it still had a fluctuation in pressure. And what we came to the conclusion was that it was it's just too far for it to hold. I think it's losing its juice, because I'm going about 45 feet with it from the tractor back to here and trying to run that rheostat, and it's losing. It's not working right. So I don't think, since I've had this thing hooked up, I don't use the sprayer every year. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know, but I don't know if it's ever been working right since I put this rake in this baler together. I know it sprayed it out. It just didn't seem like it didn't send out a good pattern. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is we're going to get rid of all the electronics. I'm going to put this on there. And I drilled a hole in the top of my tank right there, and we are going to put this in here with the return line back there, and I'm going to adjust the pressure with this and let it go and take all that electronic stuff off here. Don't want it on here anymore. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. So we'll see if we can we'll see if we can get a little bit of video of this, and I don't think I have to do a whole lot of changing, if any at all. I mean hose-wise. I think my this hose will just contact with the other one. I don't want to break this or anything. Sometimes it's a little, without heat, sometimes it can get a little, and it's actually, believe it or not, man, I know what I'm gonna do. Wow. Well, okay. Well, I know I'm not gonna need all that hose. So, let's take out the trusty ZT and just cut that off there. And then, I wonder what that was on there for. Get rid of this right here. Take this. Oh, that goes. Getting this stinky stuff on my hands, but I probably should go put gloves on, but they're in the shop, but I'm too lazy to walk over there. So this is what I'm gonna do. I already drilled the hole in the tank, and yeah, so this is all ready to go on here. All I gotta do is, oh no, really? Come on now. Come on now. I thought I checked to make sure that thing would spin around there, and I'll be dadgum if it won't do it. So we'll just take that off, and this will spin around there for sure. There we go. There we go. Wow, I don't know. Yeah, it's right there. No, right there. Right there. That's where we want it. Let's put this back on there. Make sure this is something you can even see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can or not. Can you? I guess you can. A little bit. So anyway, if anybody wanted to put one of these on here, you would literally, all you need is a tank, a way to mount the tank, which you don't need this contraption. This tank literally could have been mounted on top of this baler. I just had this, and I don't know why. Anyway, that's what I had at the time. I wasn't even thinking. And tank, you know, put a filter, a pump, a valve, this pressure gauge right here, and some of this red hose, and an on-off switch up in your tractor hooked to a 12-volt. And you've got a spray system, you know, and run your hose, and you can, these spray tips are just anything. You can pick all this. As a matter of fact, you can get all these parts at Rimcor, which is where I buy from. You can talk to Galen or his wife there. They're two of the nicest people I've met in this business. Yeah, and it's good. I couldn't tell you price-wise where they stand, because when I meet two good people and they're running a good, honest business, I want to buy from them. And I'm sure they're in line with everybody else, so I don't even... It's just... You want to keep good people in the business. And that's who I choose to give my money to, so... That's... You know how hard it is to find good people in this business if you've been in it long enough. Heck, any business. What am I talking about? There's snakes everywhere out there. You're just lucky if when it's all said and done, you still have your shirt on your back when you walk out of some of those places. But yeah, Rimcor, it's in Howe, Texas. And they sell all kinds of sprayer stuff. I mean, they helped me figure this thing out and get it all put together, and I just want to... I don't think if I tried to do this, which I'm doing it right in front of you, it wasn't quite tight enough. Oh yeah, this is gonna get it right here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I like it right there better, to be honest with you. I don't know. But that's plugged right onto there. And there we go. Put this back on right here. So pretty simple system. I bet you could do this for a few $100s instead of paying $2,500 or $3,000. Now you don't get all the fancy, like, you know, they'll have a bell chamber moisture sensor, which I'll be honest with you, if you're checking moisture on the outside of a bell, I don't know. Maybe you could figure it out over time, but I want to know what it is after it gets in the bell and sits for just a few seconds and see what moisture builds up to. But I mean, you could figure all that. But anyway, I'm just saying, you can spend that much money, or you can spend a few $100. I can guarantee you on grass hay, you run this thing in between 20 and 25, or 20 to 25, 30 if it's, you know, I'm saying 20 to 25 when it's 12 to 15% moisture. Anything under 15%, I run it 25 or 20 to 25. Closer it gets to 13, I'll take it down to 20. If it gets above that, I would spray 30, but honestly, if it's above 15, I'm letting it set another day. I mean, if it's going to rain on it or something the next day, I would crank it up and spray as much juice as I could on it. At that point, you're just, you know, there's probably other things you should have done, you know, that you should have done to it. There's lots of things you can do to grass to try to get it dry faster. At least get it dried down to a certain spot where that this spray is actually effective. It's actually effective if you shoot it between 15 and 20. But the problem is, the hay, this does not, I don't know if what anybody says about it, I've been using it long enough, it doesn't hold color. This has nothing to do with preserving color. All this does here is keep it from heating up, which I guess some people think that's where the color gets loss comes from. The color loss comes from moisture, through water. And yes, heat does make it go faster. But if you set that wet hay in the barn with this spray on it, it still turns brown. So, I mean, if you're picking up hay over 15%, all I can do is say it, tell you, sell it fast and feed it fast. Or sell it fast. I mean, because it's going to sit and bleach, on people. I wouldn't sell anybody that's buying it. I wouldn't sell it to people who are buying bulk, 5-10 bales at a time, or and they're feeding it. That's fine. They'll never. And really, it's not a color issue. The color, I'm sure the horses don't care about the color, but I mean, yeah. So anyway, under 15%, you can keep this at 20 and 25. You don't need all that fancy electronic junk on there that just causes you headaches in the long run. And as I say that, as I got all this electronic stuff on, but some of this stuff, like the bell counter, it's not really, that's something that's not what I would consider electronic. And if that went down, I could still bell. So anyway, I need to quit talking and do this. If this goes down, I can't bell. So that's why I tend to want to stay away from real fancy stuff, personally. I think I like that right there. I think I do. I think I like all of that. I think we're going to call that good. So that's together. But you can order all these parts from Rimcor, and you can make your own spray system for cheap, like I said. Oh, and I don't. Yeah, and I'm talking grass hay only. I don't know about alfalfa and I'm mainly speaking Bermuda grass, like a Tifton. Anything Bermuda is pretty dry. I mean, I've got jigs, and my jigs is going to be pretty much close to anything like Tifton or any of those type grasses. So if it's a grass hay, you're going to do a 20-25 on a. Just letting you know. So on the small tips, I've never busted the big tips out on my spray. I mean, it just puts out so much. You're like, what are you bailing for? I mean, at that point, you just let it get. I mean, if you're trying to bale hay with 30% moisture in it, if it were me, I would just let it sit there and get rained on and pick it up when it was, when it was dry. And just roll it, You're not going to save hay that's that wet. And not for quality horse hay. So that you can, that's just the way it is, at least in my experience. Like I said, all this comes through my experience, and that's it. I don't really have anything else to go by. I mean, I know a few guys that spray, and they pretty much say the same thing. That's about where they run everything, and So let's get this. This is the overflow here. So we can run this pump. I can run this pump full throttle from the tractor, but I can't run it choked down. It just loses too much. So that's why I'm doing this. If you didn't have this long section, you could put a rheostat on there and run it that way. But at this distance, at least the stuff I'm using now is not making the grade. So, or whatever you want to say about it. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna show you basically what I've been doing for many years. And that's, well, that would include lots of screwing up, so. We will get this together. I think I'm gonna have to pull the bottom off again. I'll show you. I gotta pull them off my mount and stick them in these buckets. And then I gotta run this thing. It's kind of a real pain, but I can't see any of these tools in here. A little bit smaller screwdriver needed for that. So an easy fix. I did this to my my sprayer. My big sprayer, the one I used to spray my fields and stuff. I did the exact same thing. It used to have a valve, 3 valves, and you could shut everything off and turn it on, and it just became a headache, and I got rid of it. I went to PVC and a choke valve like this, and I've never looked back. It's been running, well, I don't know if I said it in the earlier point of this video. I don't know. And what's funny is the first portion of this video we show is, is me setting that other piece up, and then, I didn't show the failure of it, but it did. It bounced around, and which tells me it's a voltage issue to that pump. So, anyway, at least that's what I think. I'm certainly no expert on this stuff. Cool. I think we are ready to go up top.